All right. So, welcome back. Let's jump right in. So, where it says get as much info as possible is because you want to become their friend. This is the time where you're on the phone with these people and you're hearing their story and you're loving every minute. You're not rushing them off saying, okay, great, so it's a cash deal, what can I do? Right? Guess what? We're not a bank. And the people who sound like a bank won't get people to answer the phone. Sure, people say, oh, well, they're not motivated enough. Sure, they're not. Right? We do have people who want to go like this. But does that mean they never will be? Well, no. Here's why I don't believe in that. Because of the fact that they listen to us from the beginning of our script, right? Our phases, or whatever we want to say, from the beginning of our spiel, let's call it that, up to that point. You're telling me, after getting 10 to 15 calls a day, nearly, and text, right? Because people are text blasting them too now. After doing this, they're not interested, or they're not interested at all when they know what we're about. They know we're going to say we want a cash deal, right? Because we called them, but they're still going to hear us out. So do we know for sure they haven't placed it on the MLS, listed their property? No, we don't. Do we know for sure they've never took an offer, a real contract from a wholesaler maybe? No, we don't, right? So they might be interested in what we have to say if we come across as someone who's interesting, right? We have to be able to become their friend in this period because they're going to tell us without us saying, well, are there any holes in the walls? Well, or do you need any repairs? We don't really care. You know, we can maybe get around to that, but if you're having a conversation with them, it's going to come up more natural. It's going to come up in a way that's like, you know, oh, well, my family and I, we've had this house for X amount of years and it needs some repairs. Oh, okay, so what kind of repairs are we talking? Right? We're not saying, well, does your holes have walls? Does your this? Does your that? Does this? We're not running down a checklist. We're having a conversation. So this is the part where you become their friend. The next part then is, I'm going to kind of read this word for word because it's very key. Now, as an investment, we're obviously not going to be around the retail mark, right? Keep in mind this is an investment. But keeping in mind that retail-wise, you'll have to pay for fixing, prepping, listing, and closing costs. With me, or us, if we're a team, as a cash price, not cash deal, or other alternatives, meaning, you know, we might help them list it. So I can be sure and let them know what is a good range you would prefer. And is that price negotiable? Did we hear how many times we're putting the option to them? We're not taking the respect of the fact that they're the ones with the property, not us. We want to buy their property, right? So we're not telling them, you have to give it to us. I know you have back taxes, and I'm going to help you out of it. Okay, maybe. And sometimes that works. It does. But most of the time, it's not gonna. And we're gonna piss them off. Because we're not validating them. We're taking their validation away, saying, we're the only savior, you're nothing, you're nobody, because you can't pay your bills. That's not nice. That's not kind. That's not human. And we're talking to another human. We're talking to someone who's been through disease, a death, a delinquency, a divorce. These are serious situations in life. But if we're not meeting them and working towards helping them, saying, you know, what's going on? Well, how long have you, well, I had the property for forever. Oh, okay, well, is it vacant right now? Yeah, it's vacant right now. Oh, okay, now, is there a reason why you don't live there? Now they're going to tell you their story. Well, I had to go through a divorce. Well, my wife died. And it's been really hard to keep up with. Oh, I can imagine, you know, I had a death too. Or I can imagine, I have never had a death in my family, but I have health problems. So I can kind of, you know, relate to when things get piled up, when bills get piled up. Because, you know, with collection people and all that stuff, and I'm sure you may even thought I was a collection person, right? Where is that in my script? It's not. Because that's a natural conversation. And that's the purpose. Have conversations, not check marks marked off a checklist.